हमें आज तक 6-7 महीने का राशन का कोटा सारा इकट्ठा करना पड़ता है। जब 5-6 महीना हमारा कट ऑफ रहता सर्दियों में।
मेरी बेटी थी, वो यूनिवर्सिटी का पेपर में अपीयर नहीं हो पाई और इसलिए उसका साल भी ज़ाया हो गया।
हम लोग यहाँ पर कोई भी फसल पैदा करते हैं तो इनको मार्केट में पहुँचाने के लिए हमें बहुत दिक्कतों का सामना करना पड़ता है। हमें यहीं पर औने-पौने दाम पर बेचना पड़ता है उनको।
एक प्रेग्नेंट लेडी थी जिसको हेलीपैड से लिफ्ट कराना था, मगर टाइमली लिफ्ट ना कर पाने से उसकी डेथ वहीं हो गई।
और रोहतांग तो हमारे लिए ना एक तरह से ये एक जेल, समझो जेल का दीवार है ये।
Every year, loss of life is reported in the Himalayan pass at 13,000 feet above the sea level. It cuts off Manali from Lahaul Spiti for 6 months during winters. It is a popular tourist destination and a route to Leh during summer months. It is known by the name which means pile of corpses in the local Ladakhi language, Rohtang. For people of Lahaul Spiti district, isolated by the Rohtang Pass, cold Himalayan winters are synonymous with house arrest. From late November till May, the Manali-Leh highway that traverses the Rohtang Pass is closed. And while it is bad for tourists, it is devastating for residents of Lahaul Spiti, cut off from the delivery of basic supplies and amenities.
Lahaul and Spiti is a place where all the farming which is being done for the cash-rich crops which are transported. With this tunnel opening, for them movement would become very, very easy and simple. Also, people who are staying there at Lahaul and Spiti who migrate towards Manali before the closing of the pass can continue to stay there throughout the year.
For these farmers, and for owners of small businesses in this region, almost completely dependent on tourists, isolation means a total interruption in their livelihood. On the Border Road Organization's initiative, a joint venture team of Strawbag and AFCONs is trying to put an end to this ordeal. The team has set out to construct an ambitious 8.8-kilometer long tunnel. Once complete, this will be the longest motorable tunnel above 13,000 feet. It will drastically cut down travel time between Manali and Lahaul Valley. What is now an enduring 6-hour drive in tourist months will be completed in less than an hour's time. 80 kilometers cut by less than half the distance. The tunnel originates at Dhundi, above the Solang Valley in Manali. It slips into the belly of the Rohtang Pass to emerge near Sisu at Lahaul Valley. The tunnel will not only provide all-season connectivity between Lahaul Spiti and Manali, it will also act as an alternate route to Leh. Rohtang Tunnel, an engineering milestone in the Himalayas. But executing a project of this magnitude requires detailed planning, as the pass is notorious for heavy snowfall and flash floods. This puts the lives of the workforce at great risks. So, how are the engineers working? How are they coping with the weather and geological conditions?
हिमालय रीजन जो 5 लाख स्क्वायर किलोमीटर में फैला हुआ है, जिसको हमें 3 भागों में डिवाइड किया गया है, ग्रेटर, मिडिल एंड लेजर हिमालय। हम इस समय रोहतांग पास हाईवे टनल को मिडिल हिमालय यानी कि मेटामॉर्फिक रॉक में बना रहे हैं।
In the Rohtang Tunnel, maximum rock variation is observed at the North Portal at Lahaul Valley.
4 साल पहले हमें सिस्ट रॉक मिली थी। टनल के अंदर ओवरबर्डन की वजह से ज़्यादा स्ट्रेस डेवलप होता है, जिसकी वजह से एयर ब्लास्ट और लैटिस बैंड फोल्डिंग पैदा होते हैं।
In the South Portal, at Manali, a water ingress of 110 to 120 litres per second made life difficult for engineers. The water, with highly weathered and crushed rock, mixed with clay fillings, poses a severe challenge.
Initially we started off with a good rock, but as we progressed after about a kilometer or so, we realized that we were encountering very flowing conditions. The progress has been impacted by Sirinala.
Working in a popular summer destination has other disadvantages too.
From logistic point of view, it is really very challenging. It becomes almost difficult to transport our material on time. When daily 3,000 to 4,000 vehicles ply on Rohtang Pass and Solang Valley, our supplies gets held up for hours and days. And we have no other option except to shift our materials at night. And that also becomes very risky.
The issue of logistics is more critical at the North Portal. The circuitous mountain road is extremely narrow. Sudden snowfall severely impacts visibility and makes the road slippery.
This is a very challenging thing to get here all the material equipment. And delivery just in time is not possible as on other projects. To come here to the site, we have to cross the almost 4,000 meter high Rohtang Pass.
Off the two ends of the tunnel,
Getting only 6 months to work because the Rohtang Pass remains covered for almost 6 months. On the South Portal side, we are getting only 9 to 10 months. Entire site during this winter season remains freezed and all our equipments and material gets buried under the snow.
before winter sets in deep, the North Portal is completely vacated. The demobilization starts by carefully observing the weather conditions. It is a critical process and requires near-accurate calculations.
We have to reduce our personal strength to minimize the risk that you're getting a lot of people trapped. On this site, we are taking several steps. First of all, we have emergency ratios here for our personnel. Technical steps for protecting the tunnel and the site are also done. Like we have here to do the avalanche dams as protection for this site, as well as we are protecting our sheds by installing additional columns. Also the heavy machinery we are parking inside the tunnel, and then we are closing the tunnel, we are barricading it.
The challenges are many. Temperature dips to -15 to -20 degrees centigrade. Avalanches and flash floods pose the biggest threat to the life of engineers.
We move from Manali to the South Portal. There are about 13 locations where the avalanche-prone areas are there. In these avalanche-prone areas, we are constructing various structures.
There are 3 types of avalanches we have found in these trails: powder avalanche, wet avalanche and slab avalanche.
Each season, avalanche experts from Austria or Switzerland are visiting this North Portal site to give us advice how we can improve our avalanche protection measures. In 2014, while opening the tunnel, an avalanche occurred, which almost closed the tunnel entrance completely. In 2012, there was road washed away, so we could not go to our accommodations, we had to stay on site.
There are two places we have to cross the river also. So we have the bridges to be constructed out here. We are very well aware that the Byas Nala during rainy season becomes very, very difficult to cross.
The site is always on high alert and has a dedicated rescue team in place.
हर एक विंटर के दौरान हम हर एक एम्प्लॉई को एक रिको चिप प्रदान करते हैं ताकि एवलांच की स्थिति में ट्रैप हो जाने पर हम उनका पता लगा सकें।
Some of the latest technologies are being used in the Rohtang tunnel project. For the first time in India, engineers are using the rover flyer system. It is allowing them to work at invert levels considering the typical geometry of the tunnel.
The rover tunneling logistic machine, it's a customized machine only built for the Rohtang tunneling project, and it's a unique one in India.
Keeping in mind the sensitivity of the natural ecosystem in this area, we have a complete water treatment plant at our crushing plant and sedimentation tanks at various locations. We are getting bearings through our GPS system, and through this bearing we are maintaining the center line of the tunnel on both the sides.
Unlike anywhere in India, there will be emergency exit points at every 500 meters inside the tunnel, which will connect to an underground egress tunnel. This underground egress tunnel will act as an emergency evacuation passage during accidents. To build this tunnel safely at this altitude requires a carefully planned construction process. While our engineers are braving the odds, nature continues to throw up surprises at every stage.
Strawberry from Austria and Afghans from India are two professional organizations who have a great experience with the tunneling. The Border Roads organization along with the SAGV are putting their best foot forward to meet the challenges of the Himalayas.
For the residents of Lahaul Spiti, a year-round route connecting them to Manali would be a cause for celebration. The Rohtang tunnel promises that. The new route would spread joy and end the social isolation that has stifled them for ages.
इस टनल के बनने से हम भी यहाँ से चले जाएं ताकि हमारा जो ख्वाब है वो पूरा हो जाए।